All right. What happened to davar? What's our noun here? Our noun was davar, right? When we added the pronominal suffix e, which means now my, fill in the blank, must be a noun there, my word, what happens to our syllables? When we just had davar, how many syllables did we have? When we add a vocalic suffix, davari, how many syllables do we have? 3. The minute you have 3 syllables in a word, what should you do? Worry about propretonic vowel reduction. Tonic, pretonic, propretonic. What's the basic rule of vowel reduction here? Comets shortens to schwa in the propretonic. All right, we saw that in the plural forms. It's the same thing. Now somebody shout out rule of schwa. Does this have anything to do with rule of schwa? No. All right, kind of keep your baskets separate here. All right. This is simply propretonic vowel reduction. Right. The only time you got rule of schwa is if you get 2 schwas together. All right. So we will have to worry about that. So if we're back to our chart, we might want to add, even in the masculine singular category, that while a noun like davar is not going to change form, we're not going to change its ending or add an ending or do anything like changing a hey to a tau, but the minute we add a pronominal suffix, we're adding a syllable. And the minute we add a syllable, we have to worry about propretonic vowel reduction. So we will get that kind of a shift there. This is, by the way, all summarized in a chart in the book on page 86. I'm essentially trying to build the chart with some real words that's there on page 86. And you'll see this happening with other nouns. You'll see that in the chart on page 86, the masculine singular upper left-hand box says no change in form. Add the suffixes and add propretonic vowel reduction. So you got to worry about that. But the box underneath it says, first of all, the hey changes to tau in feminine nouns. Then you add the suffixes, and then you still might have to worry about propretonic vowel reduction. But the main thing is noting the change from hey to tau. All right, let's do a couple of more. So what was divari? My word. Okay. What's divaram? Now don't make mistakes like that, all right? Even if you don't know what am is and the mame doesn't ring true as a third plural masculine, even though it should, that's the same am we had on a form like otham, right? At least know where you are in the chart. Duh. This is the third plural point of the chart. So divaram would be what? Now wait. Is it word or words?
Word.
Well, I thought this was plural.
No.
Well, there is plural. Well, wouldn't you use plural with plurals?
No.
Oh, okay. So there's 2 things here, all right? There are 2 things to worry about, right? There is the suffix itself, which can be singular or plural, right? The plural of he is they. The plural of his is there, right? So the suffix, the pronoun, can be singular or plural. A completely different and independent question is whether the noun is singular or plural. And you got to make sure that sounds relatively easy and obvious, right? But I can assure you there's a point at which you start getting this confused. There's 2 issues here and they're completely independent. I can have one thing and I can have many things, right? We can have one thing, we can have many things. Those are two different questions. What you haven't realized yet is that all the nouns on the page we're doing now are singular nouns. Did you realize that? Let's finish this out and notice that even though we now have plural suffixes like their, we still are combining them with singular nouns. Their word. What's malkan? All right, the on or this ending is the third feminine there, but now we have yet another subtle shift and a little bit of a problem with the segulate noun. This is from melech. Melech, and again it reverted to that a vowel that was historically there and keeps popping up all over the place when you least want it around. So segulates will throw you a little curve. We'll talk about that as we confront them. But you still figured it out, even not realizing for sure you can sort of recognize this as the consonants of melech, right? But how melech became malk is a little bit odd. What's susakem? Your horse. How many people own the horse? Many. You plural. Y'all together bought a horse. Susatkem. Your female horse. Your mare. But again, you all own one mare. Malkenu. Malkenu would be what? What? Our melech. Right? Our king. Now, I've set you up for the obvious next piece of information, correct? All these nouns are singular.